Welcome to the Open Door Real Estate Podcast, where we will be opening the doors to the minds of those who own, you got it, multiple doors, and all professionals in relation. Today's podcast is brought to you by Barnett Capital, working with equity partners to create wealth through multifamily real estate. Let us do the work while you enjoy the returns. Today's host is the one and only Matt Barnett. Get ready to open your mind, because we are about to do so to those who own multiple doors.
All right, welcome to another episode of the Open Door Real Estate Podcast. Today we have an amazing guest, Mr. Vinney Chopra. Thank you so much for being on here today.
Thank you, Matt. It's such a pleasure. It's nice and sunny here in California. I live near San Francisco. It's so glad, I'm so glad to be talking to you. Yeah.
You should bring some of that sun to Michigan. For those who don't know who Vinney is, just to break it down a little bit, and I apologize if you can hear my dog in the background. Vinney is a sought-after multifamily syndication expert that has appeared on numerous podcasts and all social media to share his experiences and 35 years of expertise. Over the past 12 years, he has honed his skills and has done 28 successful syndications, and 14 of those syndications being in the last 3 years alone. He has achieved enormous success, controlling over $330 million real estate portfolio with around 4,100 doors in this niche market. He and his 67 professional full-time team members manage all assets from acquisition all the way to disposal. Vinney is the CEO of Monil Investment Group that oversees his syndications and the CEO of Monil Management Group that oversees his properties. Vinney uses his proven ideas and techniques for multifamily and senior living syndications that has helped him grow his business exponentially over the years. I want to jump in here.
Somebody write it, Matt. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I read it right off the thing. I'm going to cheat so that it sounds better.
I'm really humbled, and it's been an exciting journey, Matt. That has taken me in the last 12 years, and we've been investing in single family home. Mm-hmm. I mean, for over 40 years. We just celebrated our 40th wedding anniversary.
Congratulations!
Last month, my wife and I, and we moved into the Bay Area of San Francisco, California from Ohio, by the way. You're in Ann Arbor.
Mm-hmm.
We lived in Bowling Green, Ohio.
Oh yeah, I know exactly where that's at. Before we jump into, because today's topic is around senior living, and before we do that though, I want to talk about something, because there's a reason behind this strategy, and it's the silver tsunami, or it's also called the gray tsunami or gray wave or whatever you want to call it. And for those listening, is basically just picture a wave of, I don't want to say it, but population aging in mass is basically how I want to put it. And I just want to bring up a stat here. I'm going to let you talk more and more on it in a second, but I just brought up this stat directly from the census on my second screen here, that baby boomers by 2030 will be aged 66 to 84, but it'll be 61 million people.
Yes.
That's insane. I'm going to let you talk more on that.
No, totally, Matt. What you just said, it started about 4 or 5 years back, the silver tsunami. People are kind of listening about it now. I've been watching it happen because I'm a senior citizen myself. I'm 67. I'll be 68 coming up on August 27th. The key thing is that we are right at about 54 million. Every day, 10,000 baby boomers are turning 65 every midnight in USA. 10,000 of us, or I'm already there, right? But there is a tsunami, huge tsunami, in the next 5, 10, 15 years. If you look at the trends that we have been following and everything, there'll be 100 million, 100 million seniors, 65 plus, and the same, not 100 million, but quite a large percentage will be 70, 75, 80, 85, and so on. Yeah. So demographical shift is happening huge times. There is a great book that was published a few years back. It's called Big Shifts Ahead by Chris Porter. just a great book, and I've learned so much from those, statistics. Yeah.
Yeah. And so correct me if I'm wrong. You had just shared a property on Facebook that was completed in Dundee, Michigan,
Yes,
senior
yes,
living. Do you
Michigan.
want to talk about that one?
Oh, I would love to. My partner, Mr. Imran, lives in Michigan, in Flint, Michigan, and he has built 17 fabulous communities of luxury, assisted living in Brighton, in Dundee, in all over the place, and we just opened that one last week. The key thing is it's luxury senior living, one story. We never do 2 stories or 3 stories, never. And it's got beautiful facilities in it, like the movie theater, like the spa, like the salon, like the private dining rooms, and high ceilings and sunrooms. And it's got compounds where people, we are putting swimming pools now down south, like in Florida. We just built another one, which will be opening up in 3 weeks, by the way, in Cape Coral, Florida.
It's a
And
beautiful area.
people are just so excited. We are not even open yet. We are 49% pre-leased already. Yeah.
That's amazing. So I did look at the pictures, by the way, and it looks better than half of the condos that are even in Michigan. They look amazing. And congratulations on that one and the one that'll be done in 3 weeks. Now, this is just me being curious. Do you find that because a lot of people, or maybe it's just a theory, that retired do move down to Florida at some point. Do you find is there an oversupply in Florida or no?
Very good point what you just mentioned, Matt. Actually, we spent about 6 to 8 months of studying the market. It's not the same market like multifamily. Multifamily for last 12 years and 14 years, I've been chasing jobs, and jobs, right? Where the people are moving to, where the new jobs are coming, what are the prospects of people getting the job, making more money so that I can value add, right? Into these deals that I bought in early years. I could raise less money. I bought C plus, B minus. Now I'm buying B plus, A minus properties like 52 million we bought last year with my partner in Florida, in Orlando. Then we bought 35 million one, a beautiful one on the coast in Melbourne. But the key thing is, you're right, with the demographical shift, a lot of seniors are moving to Florida, Virginia, the Carolinas, Texas, Arizona, because of the warmer, climate, right? It's pretty warm in Texas, pretty warm in and both the states have no taxes, which is not that big thing because the seniors, they have already made their money.
Yeah.
Now they are retiring, right?
Yeah. So I just want to clarify those. You're developing them.
Yes.
And are they syndications or no?
Okay, good point. Very good point. My partner, Imran, I'm so fortunate. He has been actually working with private investors' money in Michigan. He just started 6 more ground ups, still in Michigan. So we'll have 23 of them in just the state of Michigan alone. Wow. And now we have a goal to build 4 to 6 to 8 every year for the next 10 years. So we are looking for building, big. I mean, we could really build quite a few. If I can raise a lot of money and he can raise a lot of money, we can really build so much because we have, but the thing is, like Matt, like I mentioned, you have to look at the demand. You asked me about the demand. It's very important that it's something, a product we are building from ground up. We are buying the land. We are going through ordinances and the building permits and everything and making sure all the councils approve and everything. It takes 6 to 9 months just to get the permits. Then it takes us about 12 to 14 months to build it from ground zero. So it's about 2 years or 2.5 years before the product is ready.
Yeah.
So it's a very meticulous way to do the feasibility studies. So, that's what we are really good at. And that way we are able to figure out, because we are putting our millions of dollars in buying the land, in going through all these, architectural things and all these things to make sure that we are putting money at the right place. If the demand is for 1,000 units, let's say, right?
Mm-hmm.
In this 20-mile radius, we look at that, or 1,500, we build only 10% or 8% of that.
Wow.
So we are very conservative in the
Yeah.
markets, but where we go, and then we are building just beautiful, beautiful communities. And maybe one time, we could even share some of the pictures. The key thing is that people are loving the product.
Mm-hmm.
That's big thing. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, let me ask you this. This is just me being curious again. You have that conversation with investors on like Class B multifamily deals. They could get, depending on when you distribute, you could pay them in a month or a quarter, and they're expecting that. Now, if you're raising money to develop like this, what's that conversation you're having with investors explaining, they're not going to get distributions maybe 2.5 years from now?
I'm so glad. I'm so glad you're saying that. Matt, actually, that's me, engineer, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've always left my life with logics,
Mm-hmm.
and make sure that my investors, my 168 investors, that's all I have, who have given me millions of dollars. I've tripled their money, doubled their money, quadrupled their money, and they keep on pouring money. So I start sharing my knowledge with them and educate them. So that's the key factor. Your audience should really look into how to educate, and share with them how a solid A+, class with no deferred maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
And in the senior living, there is no delinquency. There are no concessions. And also when the seniors move in, we don't have to rely on one paycheck, or a job or anything. It's on the long-term care, or they're downsizing, all different ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
That they are able to pay. Your money's in the bank on the 31st, not even first, on the 31st. The good part is that I have been educating my investors. Hey, I know you have been getting investment cash flow, we call it, right? So on stabilized assets, we pay them 7, 8, 9%, whatever we pay. But in this case, we are not raising money, Matt, until we have all the green lights. So we are putting millions of dollars of our money, my partner and I, upfront, and then we are only raising money from our pre-qualified investors when we are ready to put the shovel in the ground. And once we have done that, then we start paying them second year and third year. We are able to, because we build it so fast and we start managing it from the cash flow, we are able to give them pretty nice preferred returns.
Absolutely. That makes a complete sense.
First year, they don't get anything.
Mm-hmm.
And my investors don't mind at all, because my investors have millions of dollars and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of money, very high net worth. So that way, they don't care. They say, hey, as long as I can get, second year, third year, and equity gain, and so on.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me ask you this. What kind of learning curve did you go through? Because obviously when you're in like Class B, I'm just going to keep using Class B multifamily as the example. Yeah. You walk through the property management company, tell me what you want to do to the units for the turnover, when a tenant leaves, renovate the unit, etc. That's not like buying land, getting all your permits and everything, getting everything approved. What kind of learning curve did you go through into like from that to development? Like I'm sure your partner has the experience, like you mentioned, but I mean, you still are part of that.
Totally. No, I'm so happy. Matt, the thing is, I really believe in positivity. A lot of people who know me and so forth, I've lived my life, with total positivity and sending out the best signals out in the universe. Law of secret, law of attraction, everything. I believe in those. So I've been thinking about it for a year and a half or 2 years, because it was sitting right with me that, Vinney, you need to be in senior living. But I didn't know how I get into. So by sending out some signals, and with my good contact who was in my circle, he introduced me to my partner, and we have met now for almost 12 months or so, I think, close to it. And more we are meeting and talking and everything. We are finding common theme in our mission. And that's what is the exciting part, and finding a great partner who's a developer who has built them and has the knowledge and everything is amazing. I bring the syndication part of it, my investors base with the big people now. I mean, people are able to give me $4 million, $5 million and say, Vinney, I want to own the whole building. I don't even have to syndicate anymore. So that's the exciting part, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to ask you about where the future of senior living is heading, but I want to get this out in the correct words so I don't say something wrong. But when that wave, per se, crashes onto shore, I'm just going to say it that way, what happens to the demand then?
Good point. Very good point. You know, we are looking at a lot of statistics, and again, data doesn't lie, right? People are living longer. People are also looking at, okay, as the tsunami is coming, silver tsunami, more and more people are getting to be in the 65 plus, and then 75 plus, 85 plus. People are living even over 100 now, 95, 99, 100. So this particular niche we are in is the assisted living, which is the very first stage of when the seniors need some assistance. In our facilities, we don't even need to keep the nurses or anything, not at all. No doctors, no nothing. We are not senior homes. We are not like the rehab centers or anything like that at all. We are only in the stage of where assistance is needed by a caregiver to help the seniors, and then we have memory care divisions also, as the seniors progress, and if they get Alzheimer or things like that, they're able to go from one part of the multifamily, senior living dwelling to the memory care side and so on. So we have a very special niche, about 39% of the total pie of the seniors that we are in, 38%, which is not bad, 1/3,
Yeah.
But the demand is going to be spectacular. We have looked at all these different, data points and everything, where there is a huge shortage going to be projected for next 40 years. 40 years.
So what is your, I guess, long-term goals with
okay.
that?
The long-term goals are to build as many as we can quickly and profitably, and then a lot of REITs are buying. They are even giving us letter of intent before even we open, by the way. Wow. I mean, like the Cape Coral one, I don't want to say to the, your audience, but we already have an LOI. I mean, we could sell it today without even opening it up. And there is such a pent-up demand by the family offices and other who like to manage HMOs, REITs, other big people who are in that industry. But that's where we are. My total goal with my partner, is that we can build so many of them as quickly as possible, and then we can really spoil the generation that spoiled us. That's the logo of my, motto of my partner, which I totally believe in that. Our investors are also loving that, because they are also retiring and they are getting seniors. So they can feel that they can have a great lifestyle by investing in these kind of dwellings, and we get on the loans and everything ourselves. Our limited partners never get on the loan, So yeah, no, I see there is a huge pent-up demand, for this product. Yeah.
That's so impressive. I would have never guessed that the REITs would be eating them up like that. And you said it was at like 48% occupancy already before it's open, and they're still getting LOIs. Like, that's impressive.
Yeah, I want to tell you, we are about 3 to 4 weeks away in the Cape Coral, and guess what? We already have, we start marketing, I should say, Matt, about when we are 75% complete. So 25% is left. That's when we start marketing in-house and outside with advertisements. And then that's why our goal is to be about 60 to 65% pre-leased the day we open the gate. The day we open. So that makes it a profitable situation, for everybody, right? Yeah.
So correct me if it's Monil, right?
Monil Investment Group. Actually, Monil is our kid's name. Monica is our daughter, and Neil is our son.
Oh, I love that.
Combine the two
to
put our brand. Yeah.
Does Monil Management manage those properties?
Okay, good point. See, in the all these 26 syndications I did, I
Hmm.
got myself, right? In my another partner. So we managed all the assets ourselves. The last two I bought in Florida, we have a partnership, 50-50 partnership with my, other partners, and we manage 50-50 also. We raised the money with our investors, pre-qualified, everybody, existing our network, and then we manage them. These ones will be managing also in house. My partner Imran and I will be managing them, and
Mm.
that's where the experience comes in. We always like to do everything in house,
Yeah,
so that's the way. Yeah, yeah.
that makes sense. So, where can people, if they just want to learn more about the senior living topic, or maybe even be an future LP in one of your projects, just per se, where can people go learn more about this and everything you're doing?
Oh, totally. We are very, very excited. We would love for them to, maybe reach us. My website is vinneychopra.com, Vinney Chopra.com. They could just email me, Vinny at vinneychopra.com, and we'll sit down with them, look at their goals, their aspirations, how and what they have done in the past. So for the future opportunities, we cannot give them the current opportunities at all. We will like to get to know them for
Mm.
a couple of months, 3 months, and then we will provide them, because we'll be starting anywhere from 4 to 8 every year for the
Wow.
next 10 years. So we are so excited, and we are already doing feasibility study on 19 other locations right now.
Wow.
19, because it takes us 6 to 9 months to
Yeah.
complete our full research and get through the building processes and going through councils, ordinances, changing the all these different council and permits. That's the main thing, and make sure that the local government, local I should say, city officials are very excited to have us. So
Hmm.
all those things. Yeah,
Absolutely. So I'm going to take a mindset shift here on the
yeah.
podcast.
Sure,
I'm going to
sure.
ask you three questions that
Okay.
they're not personal questions, but they're made to kind of get personal answer out of you.
Yep.
So the first one, when I was reading your bio here when we first started, you have 67 full-time, I'm just going to say team members.
Yeah, team members. They're not employees of ours at
Yep.
all. Team members. At the peak, I had 32,
Wow.
132. Yes.
So you're at this 67, this full team, full-time team. With that, what would be your best definition of leadership?
I believe in visionary. I'm a visionary. I'm a CEO of several companies that have started. You only know about two: Monil Management, Monil, Investment. I have now Monil Senior Living. I have Monil Hospitality that we have bought Hilton Garden Inn just now in December. We are buying more. Then I also have another company on education, which is the Monil Multifamily Academy. Then we have another one. We are building a platform on e-commerce.
Mm.
Then we also have Monil Branding Company, and then we have another one in the another cloud defense company in a startup, and then Oxygen is another company that is in the commercial phase. So I like to put my things, but the key thing is I have vice presidents who are
Mm.
in each of my divisions, and then I meet with them and put my visions out there. And like my VP of accounting has been with me for 12 years,
Mm.
and then senior accounts payable managers. I've had 5 full-time employees in my accounting department alone.
Wow.
So I believe in really good, solid foundations and
Hmm.
divisions. And then
Well,
yeah,
let me ask you this then. Not you. You can never. Nobody's ever going to have your vision.
yeah.
But these vice presidents, I mean, you sit down. I'm sure a lot of them are people you know and trust, of course. Um, when you're talking to these people, are you looking for like a similar mindset? And obviously, they have to have experience in the business. But when I would say qualify them, what is it exactly you're looking for?
I'm so glad. I think I really look for their qualities of honesty,
Mm.
their, what they're built off. I think it's the person who is really the person that will grow your companies, build the companies. People really build the companies, locations don't, and things like that. So we always I felt, even the community managers and the lead maintenance people and everybody we have hired, we like to go for 15, 20 years of experience.
Mm.
And then my VP of finance, she's almost like a CPA, just one course. And she's an investor also into a lot of things, that we do together. So a lot of these things happen when they have a stake in the business. So my VP of investor relations, stake in the business. My VP of academy, stake in the business. So it's good to bring partnerships together.
Yeah.
That's the key thing. They will catch your vision and work very hard. Nobody wants to be just a W-2 employee.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. They're not just part of the business, they're in it with you.
Exactly. And we do bonuses. Like in my all the property management company, we have been giving bonuses in June and in end of November every year, over and above what they get benefits of all the medical and other 401k and all that stuff. But I always believe in sharing. I believe in, sharing the wealth, that one puts together. Yeah.
I love that. It goes a long way when you put everyone else first before yourself, and it definitely pays off. What 3 people that you have never met would you like to sit down and have dinner with?
Oh my gosh, that's interesting. I would have loved to sit down with Jim Rohn. I mean, he has affected my thinking and everything so much, right? I never met him, but I've learned so much from him. Zig Ziglar. I didn't really sit down with him at lunch, but I saw him 4 times. I mean, even at 76, he had so much excitement, more than the people on the podium who were 40 years of age or 35. He had the most excitement, and his hand pump, the silver hand pump that he carried, I really would love to, with them. Those are the 2. And Dale Carnegie comes to my mind. He has affected my life so much with his books and his teachings and everything. So those 3 mentors have really shaped me who I am today. I feel like I've had other mentors, billionaires, who have also shaped built me over the last 40 years. I'm a product of a lot of great people who took time to, tell me, Vinney, that you could do this and that, and, really helped me a lot. Yeah.
Absolutely. I love that. And I know you mentioned the books and stuff, so I might as well just jump straight into the book recommendations here. You wrote Your Apartment Syndication Made Easy. And if I'm wrong, you're writing a motivational book.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. No, this took me 2 years to write it, Matt. I don't know if you liked it or not. Did it help you some?
Absolutely. Yeah. And actually, there's a big part in this book. For those who don't have it, I'm not going to give too much away. Besides the educational side of this book, the plate theory is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
I love the story behind that, and I loved how you interpreted it throughout this entire book. I'm just going to leave it at that for those who don't have the book.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We just came out with the Spanish version too, by the way. Just got launched, the Spanish version, and I'm a salesperson at heart, right? My next book is coming also. Positivity Brings Profitability. So that will be another one launching in about a month or so. I'm very, very excited about it. We are writing right now as we speak on investing in senior living, a book and a podcast. Also, we are starting. My 2 other partners, we are starting it together because we believe in this cause so much that we want to educate millions of people around the world and in USA,
I love it. So do you think you're going to find yourself, senior living is going to be more of a primary focus? You're still going to have like the multifamily. But do you find that you're going to, the focus is going to shift and you might not be hunting down those deals as hard?
It'll be both. See, because multifamily has gotten too many investors in there. People are overbidding. I mean, 2018, I couldn't buy anything, right? 2019, we bought after putting so many offers, 2 products, right? So far, it's almost half year. We have nothing to show for, right? We haven't really found a deal that we can take our investors' money into it. They're waiting to put the money in there, right? So I like the senior living development. I don't have to look to the brokers. I can develop my own brand and own locations and own properties. I don't have to wait for anybody to give me a lead, an off-market lead or anything like that. So that's the purpose. I like it. But I'm also very much looking with my partners into multifamily, because we are ready to buy 200, 300 million, yet this year. We have that capacity to do it.
I don't want to get too off topic here, but your first deal, correct me if I'm wrong, was storage units, or no?
Actually, it was. Actually, my very first was 14 units for $180,000. 14 units on Monday, I closed it. Then I closed 107 or 109 units with 101 storage units together on the same lot.
Wow.
So it was 2.33 acre lot, I think, if I remember correctly, in Odessa, Texas. And we bought that one. So 2 deals closed same week. But the first one was 14 units for 180,000.
So I don't want to get off of the senior living topic. This is just me being nosy about this question.
No, I'm all yours.
How's the demand for storage units today?
I love that market. I really do. I mean, I think storage units and also mobile home parks, that's something I've looked into it. And I think as the economy shrinks, as we are going through this kind of period, both of those are very strong. I'm not bullish on the office space right now at all. I think it's going to be shrinking. Strip shopping centers and all these malls, I am very, very perturbed about it. Hospitality also, even though I'm looking for hotels, by the way, right now with my investors who are millions of dollars sitting in the bank, and they really believe in hotels. So I'm buying hotels also. I will be looking into. But the thing is, I think the industrial, the office, of course, I just mentioned about the shopping patterns have totally changed now. And I think in this COVID-19, people have gotten so used to now shopping online, that it's going to put a very big pressure on these different buildings, and there'll be a lot of vacancies. I'm so sorry. And the rents have to be decreased. This is just my opinion. But the big thing is, I think multifamily will never shrink. I mean, the people who really need a shelter over their head, they will need multifamily, and C class, B class. Now, fortunately, I can raise a lot of money that I can buy really good assets. We collected 98% of the rents, during COVID-19.
Nice.
Wow. At some of our places, 92%, 87%. So all that kind of thing. Yeah.
So you mentioned that you were interested in hotels.
Yes.
And my thing is, I had just I forget which company sent out a commercial report since COVID, and hotels are one of the few that got hit really hard from COVID.
Very hard. Very hard. Oh, yeah, totally. And, we bought Hilton Garden Inn, by the way, in Texas, and we are running still at about 17% occupancy.
Wow.
Our competition is running at 3%. So we are still going to come out all right, because we have deep pockets and everything, right? So the key thing is that we bought it right. That's how we look for always value add deal, right? And we bought it in an auction, which is again great. We paid a price. It valued at 2.7 million more than what we paid for, and we got big tax deduction. That's what the other reason was. And also cost segregation is a huge part in senior living, also in multifamily also, right? We wrote off, I think, $14 million last year in just one asset that we bought. And I think 4.87 million, 4.8 in another asset we bought. So tax laws are very, very good, for cost segregation for the real estate. Yeah.
And cost segregation, we could do a whole nother podcast just on that topic.
Totally, Matt. You're right. Yeah.
Shameless plug. Where can people find Vinney, invest with Vinney, get his books, learn more about you, anything?
Well, VinneyChopra.com is my website, Vinney. You can just Google me. Just Google me or YouTube me. You'll see so many pages. I don't know, maybe 100 pages now on Google search. You'll see Vinney Chopra. You could reach out to me, Vinney@VinneyChopra.com anytime. You could text me, and whatever, and all that. But the big thing is, make that step, take that step to move into real estate. That has changed my life in the last 14 years. I've been in this country 43 years, 43 or 44 years. With $7 I came, just $7. And when you have that drive, that ambition that you want to help a lot of people around you, God will give you so much more. It has happened in lots and lots of people's life, not only just mine, but everybody. That's a universal law. The more you give, the more win-win-win-win situations you make, the better you will be.
Yeah, you put off those positive waves, that's what you're going to get back. That's just how it works. Vinney, you answered all my questions. I thank you so much for being on the podcast. Is there anything that you would love to close out on? Say anything else about the senior living topic? Or
I would like to definitely say, Matt, that we are two kinds of people are in this world, right? There are watchers, lookers, analyzers, but then there are other people who are action takers. And I really believe that we should definitely move towards taking action in life. Somebody shared with me, if you are okay and you made the right decision 51% of the time in your lifetime, you will be ahead. But many of us don't make that decision. See, opportunities come in our lap, but we look at them and we start over analyzing them, and then those opportunities go away. The people I find, the 2% or the 7% or the 10% who make big earnings in anything in life, in universe or in this world, they are the ones who take a little bit risk, calculated risk, but then they prove that they made the right choice. So making a decision and choosing the right, the why, right? We always come with the whys every day of our life. Which turn you take, right or left, it depends on us. Totally depends on us, because we are the CEO of our life and we need to take action. That's what drives me every day, is to take action, to move the needle, to move the envelope, and how can I help more people?
Absolutely. That's very well said. I don't think I could ever say it that good. But Vinney, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to be on here. I personally learned a lot about the senior living topic, and now I'm interested in it. I'm probably going to go Google a bunch of stuff about it now. But I appreciate you being on the show.
Totally, Matt. Thank you. And congratulations on your great podcast and the value you're bringing to your audiences. So God bless you, buddy.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
Any help, let me know.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of the Open Door Real Estate Podcast, brought to you by Barnett Capital, where every Monday we will be opening the doors to the minds of those who own multiple doors. You can find all past and future podcasts at BarnettCapitalCo.com/podcast or Facebook.com/BarnettCapitalCo. Thanks for listening.